During the 1800s, many Americans moved out west, and there are many stories about their travels. Here's one. Around 1841, many people moved over to Salt Lake in a community in Utah, and they were looking to find new life and adventures. Through the difficult travels, they ended up moving through to the very dry desert. They started to live together, and they'd always go in groups. But there was no trail moving out there when they first went. Sometimes you'd see small things of grass or dry plants or, mountains. And the first place that people started having these huge troubles was in Death Valley. It's 282 feet below sea level. It is one of the hottest and driest places in the world, and a lot of people nobody had ever been there before. They had been caravanning through the valley, and there's no food. There's a lot of water, but it's full of salt, so you can't drink it, and they thought about turning back. It's too far. A lot of people were very weak, and those who weren't were able to continue on to go to find food. So these two people split off from the group, and they went with a little bit of food and a little bit of water, and they started walking. And once the food and the water were all gone, they kept walking. Their thirst kept getting worse and worse. And finally, they were out of the valley. But there was a lot more dry desert. The sun was hot, and the nights were really cold. They found one place where they were able to find cacti and break them open and drink them. And that would help out for a little bit. And by the time they got to the next town, over in San Francisco in the valley, it's close to LA. And two people, gathered up food and water and put it on their backs and went to go back to return it to their group. This journey took about 4 weeks to return all the way back. And when they went back, they found they had the best clothes and everything for doing that work. Not a lot of people had lived during that time. The valley was covered. When they got back, they realized that a lot of people had died. And that's why it's called Death Valley. That's where it got its name.